caught him standing beside a fresh grave, smiling with a plate of burial rice in his hand. But when the police asked him why so many people around him kept dying, his answer froze everyone. He said, "No one ever fed me unless somebody died." Long ago, in a quiet village in Africa, people believed that every strange thing had a spirit behind it. But this story was different. This was not about ghosts. It was about a man. And many people still whisper his name whenever another funeral is announced. His name was Kalu. Nobody knew who his parents were. Some people said they died in an accident. Others said they left him when he was still a baby. No one knew the truth. Kalu grew up on the streets. Every morning, he woke up hungry. Every night, he slept hungry. Sometimes, he searched through rubbish for food. Sometimes, he begged. Most days, nobody gave him anything. People chased him away. They called him dirty. They called him useless. There were days he did not eat anything at all. One afternoon, while sitting under a tree, he saw many people wearing black clothes. Women were crying. Men were carrying chairs. Big pots of rice were cooking. The smell filled the air. Kalu followed the smell. It was a burial. He stayed far away because he was afraid someone would chase him. But after the funeral, one old woman looked at him. "You look hungry," she said. She gave him a full plate of rice with meat. It was the best food Kalu had ever eaten. He ate slowly. He smiled. For the first time in many days, his stomach was full. A few weeks later, another person died. Again, there was food. Again, Kalu ate until he could not eat anymore. Another month, another burial, another big meal. Soon, Kalu noticed something. Whenever nobody died, he stayed hungry. Whenever someone died, he ate well. Without knowing it, his young mind began to connect death with food. Death meant rice. Death meant meat. Death meant happiness. Years passed. Kalu became a man. He was quiet. He hardly spoke. He did small jobs around the village. But whenever there was a burial, he was always the first person to arrive. People laughed. There goes Kalu. He never misses free food. Nobody thought much about it, until strange things started happening. An old man died suddenly. The village buried him. Kalu ate happily. A few weeks later, a woman was found dead near the river. Another burial. Again, Kalu came. Again, he smiled while eating. Then, another death. Then, another. The village became afraid. Too many people were dying. The elders called a meeting. Some said it was witchcraft. Some said evil spirits had entered the village. Prayers were held. Sacrifices were made. Nothing changed. The deaths continued every burial. Kalu was there, always eating, always smiling. Children became scared of him. They stopped greeting him. Women crossed the road whenever they saw him. Still, nobody had proof. Then, one evening, a young hunter named Obi noticed something strange. He saw Kalu following an old widow into the forest. Obi stayed behind quietly, hidden among the trees. He watched. The old woman stopped to gather firewood. Kalu picked up a heavy stone. Slowly, he walked behind her. Then, crack! The woman fell. She never moved again. Obi covered his mouth. His whole body shook. Kalu looked around. Nobody. He smiled. Then he whispered something that Obi would never forget. "There will be rice tomorrow." Obi ran back to the village. Nobody believed him. Kalu, the quiet man. Impossible. The next day, the old widow's body was found. Just like Obi had said, the whole village became silent. Now they believed him. The elders made a plan. They waited. Days passed. Nothing happened. Then a sick old man became weaker. Everyone feared he would die soon. Kalu visited him often. He even brought him water. People praised him. What a kind man. But the elders watched from far away. Late that night, Kalu entered the man's house. He looked around. Everyone was asleep. He took a pillow. Slowly, he pressed it over the old man's face. The man struggled, then became still before Kalu could leave. The elders rushed inside. They caught him. He did not fight. He did not run. He simply looked at them. The next morning, the whole village gathered. Everyone wanted answers. The chief asked, "Why? Why did you kill innocent people?" Kalu looked around. His eyes were empty. Then he smiled. "When I was a child, nobody cared if I was hungry. But whenever somebody died, they gave me rice. They gave me meat. They smiled at each other while eating. So I learned something. If nobody dies, nobody eats." The crowd gasped. Some people cried. Others became angry. The chief asked again, "So you killed people just to eat burial rice?" Kalu nodded. "Yes. They never fed the living boy. They only fed the hungry child after someone died." Silence covered the village. Even the strongest men could not speak. Kalu was taken away. The village hoped the nightmare was over. Years later, no more strange deaths happened. People slowly forgot him until one rainy season. A traveler stopped in the village. He asked an old woman, "Where is the cemetery?" She pointed away. Hours later, children playing nearby screamed. Villagers ran toward the graves, standing beside a fresh burial. It was a little boy. He was dirty. He was thin. He was smiling. In his hands was a plate of burial rice. An old woman walked closer. Her heart almost stopped. The boy quietly whispered, "My father said, this is where hungry people eat." Nobody knew who the boy was. Nobody knew where he came from. But from that day, whenever there was a burial, people counted every child in the village before serving the rice. What do you think? Was the little boy really Kalu's son? Or had someone else learned the same deadly lesson? If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe for more interesting African folk tales and true life inspired stories on this channel. Thank you so much for your support and thank you for subscribing. See you in the next story.